Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sound of Texas podcast, where we sit down with some of your favorite artists in some of your favorite venues. Today, we talk to Mike Harmeier from Silverada here at the Rusty Nickel Ice House. It's a whole lot of fun, and we hope you enjoy it. The Sound of Texas podcast is a Worldwide Ranch production. It's another day at the Rusty Nickel Ice House. Beautiful day for some live music. Mike Harmeier, how we doing?
We're doing good today. Happy to be here.
Silverada, coolest band in the land, if you ask me. We're happy to have y'all here.
Yeah, man. Good to be back.
It's going to be a fun time, but it's kind of a weird week for y'all as you are without your chariot. The bus is...
Yeah, we barely made it out of the West Coast run with it. Last time we did the West Coast, same thing happened, but we got the last two shows done in Arizona, and then we flew out, and the bus limped back home.
Oh, man.
It's going to need to go in the shop for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, how do you deal with that, not having... Because the bus is kind of the sanctuary.
Yeah. Well, luckily, you guys have a cool green room.
We got you set up here.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when we don't have that because then we just end up sitting at the bar or going to a bar next door and just, the show might suffer a little bit.
But, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's right.
What is the pre-show ritual for you guys? Is it usually finding the closest bar? Or?
Yeah, we try to find like the nearest, diviest place you can go that's, close to the venue. Tequila and beer, man. Is our thing.
Are we pool shooters? Dart throwers?
Yeah, dart throwers big time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got to play. It was hard on the West Coast. There's not many dartboards as there used to be, man. So having to hunt down dartboards is tough these days. But we had some pretty good little tournaments going, man.
Okay.
We used to do it all the time. We used to just, on days off, just park and dart, what we call it.
Yeah.
Just find a small town with a dive bar and dart it up.
How do you feel about the electronic dartboards?
I mean, dude, a bull shooter works for me, man. I shoot both. I have my own, steel tip darts that I carry around.
Okay, word.
But bull shooters, man, they're legit, man, and they keep the score for you.
Okay, I like that. That's true. After plenty of those, tequilas and whatnot, that cheap silver, if you would.
That's right. That's right.
It's kind of hard to keep score. But without the bus, you don't have your go-karts, you don't have your crotch rocket, you don't have your bunk. It's a bummer.
Yeah, I had some guy text me today. He's like, "Can I get on that motorcycle today?" I was like, man, not today. It's running, but it ain't here."
What's the insurance policy look like when you're carrying something like that around?
Don't ask.
No workman's comp, guys. You better keep this thing between the mayo and the mustard if you're driving this thing around. I like it, man. I like it. New record coming out later on this year?
Yes, in August it's going to come out, and we're dropping maybe a couple more songs before then.
Highwayman came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're eating that thing up, man. We absolutely love it.
Man, appreciate that.
The ranch listeners are digging it too. Were you hearing that tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. That's on this. Man, we're playing. I've done it maybe more for this record than any other that been playing songs off the record before it comes out.
Yeah.
Kind of testing the waters with it and seeing which ones are going to work in the set. We're having fun with it, and they really have translated really well. It's not like, pee break moments.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They work even if people haven't heard them. And a lot of them, these choruses, you'll see people singing. By the time we get to the last one, the people know the words.
That's cool.
I mean? They're pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
so,
that's
cool.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
What do you feel like the good formula is for playing songs that are not released or on a record that is waiting to come out?
Yeah, I mean, I work on setups a lot. You know what I mean? And this is the first record with Parker on keys. So a lot of my setups, when I start the show, if I'm going to do a new one up front or early in the set, I'll introduce Parker.
Right.
And set it up as, hey, man, this is the first record that Parker's on, and a lot of it features a lot of keys stuff. Highwayman's kind of keys heavy. So that's a good setup for it. I try to introduce the things a little bit. It's hard to go in straight cold on a brand new song.
Right. Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah. So talking points, you develop them over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel bringing keys into a record or any new element at all is kind of daunting? Do you feel that it's been a challenge to work it into the songs as you're writing them, or does it just come natural?
No, man. I mean, I think it created a lot of it.
Nice.
It was like we went into this record, kind of the way we normally do, where I bring the songs in and the band hasn't really heard a whole lot of it yet. And to have Parker give his idea kind of first, you know what I mean? And a lot of these keyboard motifs that are on the record, he's creating all of that.
Yeah.
And it kind of leads the whole band in a whole nother direction.
That's cool.
So it's it's always a new experiment, right?
Yeah.
So it's been interesting and fun to have a new avenue to travel down.
Right.
You know?
And with keys, man, especially if he's got like an organ sound that he likes to use a lot, that opens up a door for a lot of jamming to happen.
Man, totally. And we've expanded a lot of songs,
Yeah.
and we do extended jams, and he's got a Mellotron now that he didn't have when we started. So like that had a whole nother sound, there's strings, pads and stuff. So we can do a lot of cheap silver stuff, with string pads in it. It's opened a lot of doors, man.
Yeah. And that Cheap Silver record had a different feel than quite a lot of your stuff. And I really enjoy that record.
Thanks, man.
Chord progressions on it are so creative. You hear a lot of 6/4-1-5 in country music, and that is not the case on that record.
We knew that we were writing it, to have a string section on it.
Yeah.
But I also wanted them to stand alone because I knew I wasn't going to tour with a string section. So that was a kind of a well thought out thing. It's like, how are these songs going to move and sound good with strings, but then when you take them away, still be us,
And
so
how do you find that balance?
Man, we just play it a little bit louder.
Turn it up a little bit.
And we've incorporated some of the string stuff. Like I said, now Parker's got some of it in the pad, and on that sample pad that Taylor's using, we have some samples on there that include it. You don't have to have it, but it's really, really cool when it does happen.
Yeah, it creates a nice full sound, especially a lot of times you'll see guys bring in, if they're a 4-piece band on the road, they'll bring in keys, they'll bring in steel, they'll bring a fiddle man in for making the record, and then they hit the road and they don't have these elements that the listeners are so used to.
Yeah, it's interesting to be able to play the songs without any of that stuff and still have them translate. I mean, a lot of them they're still straightforward country songs. Like, like that whole record is a country record. It's a country jazzy record. But, they all still play just like in a bar. Yeah. But then when you have it with the whole strings, man, I mean, it's a whole nother world. You know?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear the new record. And then, so you kind of touched on it before, but what you said you're thinking 3 singles for the record?
Yeah, I think so, man. So, Highwayman's the lead. I've got this other one that we're going to play tonight that I think we'll probably do next as a song that comes out called Jack.
Cool.
We've been doing it the longest in the set, so I think it's the one that deserves to be. It's probably been heard the most.
Yeah.
And then I've got another one coming out around the 4th of July that's going to be
awesome.
Have a cool like firework theme video, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we're playing with it, man. We're doing it all ourselves, so we're just making it up as we go.
I like that, man. Yeah. I like that. Did y'all produce this record?
Yeah, so me and the band produced it with our buddy John Evans, and John was a late arrival to the producing chair. I had another producer that had to drop out last minute, and I was at the Opry, and John came with Hayes Carl. They're good buddies, and I was going to the studio the next week, and I was telling John the story about my producer dropped out, and John was like, "Just let me in there, man. Let me get at it." And I've known John, I mean, my entire career, since I came to Austin. And so I was like, "Man, come and sit behind the window and tell me what you think," And
awesome.
It was fun, dude, and it was 5 days together, just figuring it out, man, and experimenting.
That's cool. I like when you can have that 5 days and not, hey, we got 48 hours to get this thing, to crank this out.
When we made the Steak Night record, that was the first time I'd ever done a thing like that, where we went and stayed at the studio.
Yeah.
And that changed my whole thing. It's like, I've got to do every record like this.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
You have to live in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And especially, we did this one out at Sonic Ranch in El Paso, and it's immersive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're living there in this big pecan orchard. You're away from everything. There's no cell service. You are just in the record.
Yeah.
And that's just, I can't think of a better way to do it, man.
I think it's a special thing when you get to, like you say, live in the record, because you go home, the family, whatever, this and that. It's a different life from being in the studio to back to your day to day. And especially if you have a show in the middle of recording a record, which that just throws everything.
Yeah, I can't do that, man. I have to, when you're in these songs, you have to stay in these songs. You go and you get back into your regular routine, and you're gonna get out of it really quick. And just having everybody in one place. Whenever you're done in the studio, you still get to hang out and talk about what you're gonna do tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean, you're playing songs in the Airbnb or wherever you're at, and you're working stuff out, even at night, while you're not in the studio.
Right. Let's talk about the SG that you were playing on stage for sound check. Has that become kind of your number one, or is that you're playing that on most shows?
It
these
is.
days?
I still keep the Strat in for like the songs that are just Strat songs,
Right.
man. Like and again, the Steak Night record is when I switched to Strat pretty much full time.
Yeah.
And that was just to complement Catlin's Telecasters. You know, they sounded so good together. But I was just infatuated with the SG thing and that particular one. I'm a big Jeff Tweedy, Wilco fan, and I saw a good deal on that guitar, and I couldn't pass it up, and I threw it in the show, and it's so much different than the Strat in every way. It's hotter, and the scale is different. It just plays completely different. It makes me play different.
It's heavier too.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, it's a fun guitar, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just have a lot of fun playing it. It feels really good to me.
Yeah.
It's become something it'll be in my hands every show for sure.
I dig that. Did you buy it sight unseen?
Yeah, I did.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's scary with a
Yeah.
Gibson.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane, man. With all the neck variations that Gibson has and the weight and the pickups, because you buy a Tele, you pretty much know what you're getting.
Yeah, for sure.
Every time.
For
But a
sure.
Gibson sight unseen is a bold move.
I knew the model that I wanted, and I found that one. I got it from Reverb, but I got it through Chicago Music.
Okay.
So like I trusted.
Pretty reputable.
Yeah.
No, I feel like Chicago Music Exchange, South Austin Music,
For sure.
and what's that? Andertons over
Yeah.
across the pond. Those
Yeah,
are the
man.
guys that if you're going to buy something sight unseen, I feel like that's
Total
appropriate.
trust, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But the SG kind of over the years has received some sort of criticism for what a lot of people feel might be a one-trick pony. Do you find that to be true in
Not
terms of
really.
tone
I mean,
and sound?
it does a lot of different things for me, man.
Yeah.
And it's got the tremolo, on it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I really dig how versatile that guitar is. I mean, I pretty much keep it in the same switch position every time.
Yeah.
But I keep my Strat in the same switch position too, and it's got 5 different switches. So
Which position is that on the Strat?
I'm one up. So
bridge
I'm
and
bridge
middle?
bridge and middle.
I like it. I like it. Especially for the country stuff. You got to have that bridge twang in there
100%,
somewhere.
man.
But listening to Soundcheck, I was really impressed with the way that the SG was complemented by the Telecaster.
Yeah, it really works, man. And I was concerned about that at first, but it was immediate that, and with this, I have this OCD overdrive pedal, and
Classic.
that thing just like, they go together so well, man. And it like, I kind of lean on a ZZ Top kind of thing a little bit with it sometimes. It's just a lot of fun, dude. I just love that guitar.
Did you have the OCD and then incorporate it in once you got the SG, or what has that
I had
been?
the OCD's been there for a while.
It's been a staple
my
for a while.
go-to.
Because
Yeah.
an OCD goes well with a Strat and
Absolutely.
a Gibson, while say like a TS9 doesn't go as well with a Gibson.
No, that would never run a TS9 with that guitar.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're happy with the setup, and I think it's really cool. I was just surprised to see you take it out.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's going to be at every show, and we've kind of morphed some of the songs and changed some of the songs around it to incorporate that.
Yeah.
And some of the songs in the set have now switched over to that guitar.
Yeah.
It's been a cool vibe, man, and I think people dig it.
I dig that, man. Well, we're looking forward to it tonight. Before I let you go, other than the record, what is next for y'all?
Well, we're just heavy touring,
Yeah.
so we just got off the West Coast. We're kind of sticking around regional for a little bit, the rest of the month at least. June is all through the Midwest. We're going back to Chicago again. We're doing some shows with the Wallflowers coming up.
Cool.
We're pretty excited about the whole tour, man. And then when the record comes out, we hit it hard and we hit every major market again.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of doing this thing this year where I toured most of the major markets the first time without the record coming out. I'm going to go hit them again
Yeah.
with the record out.
Have y'all ever done anything with the Wallflowers?
I did, man. We ran into those guys. I played with them in Illinois one time, and we just became really good friends. I'm old friends with their current drummer, Mark
Yeah.
Stepro.
And Jacob's a cool cat,
Dude,
too.
Jacob's
man.
really cool, man, and he's been super cool with us. And I think it's kind of a short list of people that
Yeah.
get to play with those guys.
That's cool.
People will get a little bit too friendly with Jacob sometimes.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So we're on that list. So I'm fortunate to be those guys.
That's a cool list to be on,
Yeah,
man.
for sure,
Absolutely.
man.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, we're excited. The record comes out August 7th.
The 7th.
Right? All right, man. Well, we'll be on the lookout for it. Make sure that when those singles are out, we would love to
You're the
have them.
first to get
And
'em.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Mike, have a good show tonight.
Thanks, you.
Sweet. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the Sound of Texas podcast. Thank you to Mike and Silverada for sitting down with us this afternoon. We had a great time chatting with them. And thank you to Surfside, Corona, Shiner, Kettle One, Casamigos, and Crown Royal. The Sound of Texas podcast is a Worldwide Ranch production.